I mean, what the heck happened out there, Andy? I mean, summer left us like it owed its bookie some money, some serious money to boot. Geez, it was 70s last week. I was out painting on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. It was beautiful out. Saturday, we're mowing the lawn, doing yard work in a tank top. And then yesterday, it's like, boom! We're under a winter advisory. I mean, geez, snow flurries, rain, sleet. You know what it is, Andy. You know what it is. It's the first sign of false winter in Montana. All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray, I've been for a walk on a summer's day. No, it's a winter's day, man, yeah. I'd be safe and warm if I was in L.A. Wait, lyrics, and ice is in L.A., right? I mean, come on. Why do you want to be in L.A.? All right, man. Rain, maybe some snow over the mountains till like day after tomorrow. Then late Wednesday, it looks like winter moves out. We got 60 degrees by Friday, Saturday. Fall, winter moves back, winter moves out. It should do this a half a dozen times again. Gotta love the weather in Montana, don't you? If you don't like it, the weather, it'll change by what time? Yeah, it'll change by lunch. It will, Andy. It'll change by lunch. It's, dreary. It'll be like sunny. Extreme temperature changes. Yeah, I know. Sure was cold coming up here this morning. Not used to that yet. No. Oh, not used to coming up here and freezing, wearing shorts and stuff. Yeah, I know. All right, before we get any further along this chilly Monday morning, please remember to give this podcast a like. Give us the big thumbs up. No thumbs down. Don't be doing the Caligula thing. Off with his head. Yeah. No Caligulas. No Caligula is not in the studio. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified of any and all new content, and you'll have a chance to win some fabulous prizes. Take place in our Monday morning poll. Do we have a poll up? We do. And the question is, are you ready for winter? Heck, I'm not even ready for fall. Like I said, man, tank tops, watching football all weekend. Top 10 changes again. College football this year is just, it's like Montana weather. You don't like it, it'll change by the next weekend. I mean, come on. And where's my prop this morning? Where is it? There it is. There it is. And remember, this podcast is brought to you in part each and every Monday morning by our good friends down at the Great Falls Gazette. They are locally owned. They are locally operated. And all the local stories that matter to you. Pick up a copy today, man. I mean, come on. What do we got on the cover yesterday's, Sundays? We have, like, bird flu. They had to cancel the ducks in the pond. The ducks, public couldn't, right. We got a museum. Van House Museum is celebrating harvest time. So we're not on the cover. But if I ever was on the cover, Andy, what's going to happen? Hit it! I'm gonna buy 5 copies for my mother. Hey, gonna see my smiling face on the cover of the Great Falls Gazette. Oh yeah, we're gonna make it on the back cover. Crime Stoppers, America's most wanted for a criminally insane podcast. What do we got on here in the back? We got Cody, we got Stephanie, Lisa, look at Kaisi. Yeah, I think she was arrested over the weekend. I thought I saw on Crime Stoppers this morning. This came out yesterday. She was arrested yesterday. Timothy and Carissa, they're all wanted. Jeez. They're just wanted. I see the Gazette now has their printing room down the hall. Andy, did you notice that? They're like literally 3 doors down from us. It's like nice to have them in the neighborhood. Yeah, welcome to the neighborhood. It's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. No, it's not like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. What is it like? It's like, welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Yeah, this is... All right. All right, good morning. It is Rocktober 13th. And like I said, it's a cloudy Monday morning. It's bad enough that we have to deal with Monday morning. Monday morning, but do we have to deal with winter too? I mean, jeez. So, what Rocktober, because it's Monday, Rocktober. Okay, what Rocktober stuff do we have up here? Okay, do we have something? All right, on this day, Rocktober 13th, 1966, the Jimi Hendrix Experience made their first public appearance. It was in Evreux, France. It was in France. They started a 4-day introductory tour. Started in Evreux, ended in where did it ended in Paris. That was for their debut. So on this day, Hendrix, excuse me while I kiss the sky. Yeah, they made their debut. And what else is going on? Happy birthday to who? Paul Simon. Paul Simon, who turns 84 years old. Who's Paul Simon? Are you kidding me? Simon and Garfunkel, just like a bridge over troubled water. Yeah, Simon and Garfunkel. You know, they had a great career. And Paul Simon, you know, call me out. Yeah, they had all sorts of stuff. Got to see Paul Simon in Seattle not sure, drawing a blank. That's what happens when you get my age. There's just blank space up there, taking up room. But Paul Simon, I remember, what was he on the first episode or second episode of Saturday Night Live, and the turkey skit where he was wearing the turkey outfit. Yeah, did the whole thing with Lorne Michaels. And yeah, it was hilarious, man. Yeah, if you don't know about the Paul Simon turkey incident, are we calling it an incident? Was it an incident? It was not an incident. It was a good skit. Why don't you just Google? I mean, you got today off. Most people, a lot of people got today off. Paul Simon, Saturday Night Live turkey outfit. And enjoy. You're welcome. All right. Well, today, Dun, 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 dun. Today is the second Monday in Rocktober. So that means it is Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day. Federal holiday means everything's closed today. Banks, mail, government's closed. But, well, government's shut down anyway, so, you know. It's shut down anyway, so yeah, they are. When I was a kid, it was called Columbus Day. Okay, I was in school in the 60s when I was in school. Wow. That seems like a long time ago. It was a long time ago, okay. It was Columbus Day, and, you know, everything was closed down then, too. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter that today is Columbus Day and everything's shut down, because everything's shut down anyway. Yeah, we're sitting running into our 13th day of the government being shut down right now. Federal government is shut down. Shut it down, shut it down, baby, gonna shut it down, yeah. Okay, federal employees Friday began getting notices telling them that layoffs are coming, they're getting fired. All non-essential employees are getting laid off first, which begs the question I asked last week. You know, if they're not essential, what the heck why are they even hired in the first place? You know, if they're non-essential, then why are they even working for Andy, are we non-essential? I am not essential. All right, I'm getting laid off because of the government lockdown. All right, then. So, what is it that the parties can't agree on? Healthcare. That's big. That's it. That's it. People on both sides of the aisle are saying it's healthcare. So if they can agree on what the issue is, healthcare, then that's what it is. I wonder where the healthcare plan that President Trump was touting during the first time that everybody'd have. We'd have the Trump plan, the health care plan. So where's that? Is there any health on the horizon? Absolutely not. All right. How do we compare? You know, if it's such a big issue here, how can we compare with other countries when it comes to keeping our citizens healthy and keep them safe? You know, how do we compare with how do nations judge each other? You know, how do you take care of your citizens? Where do you get your rankings? All of that stuff. Well, what they use is what's called a healthcare performance index. Who does this, Andy? It's multiple countries do it, okay? It's 110 countries that actually submit data. There's a place in Belgium, a place in Switzerland, and a place in London that collect all this data that's gathered from other countries, and they all voluntarily put this in. It's like, here's what we do. And it's based on different criteria, different factors. Okay, like one is healthcare infrastructure and access. Okay, how much healthcare do you have? Another one is the care process. How does it happen? are they competent in what they are doing? Okay, these are all in the excess. How kind of access, what kind of care, are they competent? The annual cost for the average citizen. Okay, availability and cost of medications. We all know what medications in this country, they're sky high compared to other countries. The last criteria is the government readiness to react to national public health crisis. Okay, and we all know how we've fared recently and not so recently in that category. We don't do well on that. So it's all right. We got 110 countries that are in this healthcare index. The top 10, I'm glad you asked, the top 10 countries with the best healthcare in the world, in order. Okay, in order. And I didn't believe this, that I checked on some of this. This is unbelievable. They have how their systems work. But in order are Taiwan, South Korea, Australia, Canada, Sweden, Ireland, the Netherlands, Germany, Norway, Israel. Those are your top 10 in healthcare. So your top 10 has what? 3 Asian countries, 5 European countries, and Canada, North America, and Israel, Middle East. Like I said, the single payer system and the national coverage is the reason these countries lead the way. Okay, all right, let's give an example of how this works. Why did a country make a list on the top 10 and America not? Okay, easy. Let's break it. Let's break down the X's and O's. Okay, Canada. So Canadians pay yearly, throughout the year, approximately 22.8% of their total income in the form of their taxes. Okay, they don't have multiple taxes. Get to that in a minute. Their tax rate ranked at approximately 22.8% of their total income. And then that total 22.8 now includes, they got health insurance, education, college for Yale. On the flip side now, we're going to look at America. Okay, just from an economical point. Okay, on the flip side. So now remember, Canadians pay 22.8% total income. They get free health care, college, you know how it works up there. You know how the socialism works, it's so bad. All right. On the flip side, Americans pay approximately 25% of that same income plus sales tax, gas tax, property tax, the capital gains tax, tax on this tax, inheritance tax, tax for the hell of a tax, and everything else. Now we're up to 25% of all those taken out, plus all those other taxes. But you still have to pay for your medical hospital care, and our health care and medications rank some of the highest in the world. So for everybody that's complaining that Canada pays so much and for people to free this and free health care and live off of each other, they pay 22.8%, and they get free health care for all, Americans pay over 25%. There's no free health care, and you're just stuck with the highest hospital and medication bills in the world. Seems great to me, all right? You know, it needs to get worse. Either medication, insurance prices, you know, keep going up while chants about who cares about the rising, you know, prices. Let my fellow citizens fend for themselves. Remember, the top 10 countries in healthcare index that I did, you know, their top 10, I said, were ranked out of the 110. I said, they're 110. I gave you the top 10. Canada was what, 4 or 5? Yeah, okay. Gave you the top 10. Where do you think America ranks in the whole scheme of that health index, tops? No, they're not dead last. That would be Lebanon. The United States ranks 78 out of the top 110. 78th. That is sad. One of the greatest countries on earth they really couldn't give a darn about the health care and citizens. And the thing is that from social media posts, I'm reading a lot of Americans seem to like it just this way. We'd rather pay the 25% and the heck with everyone that needs the insurance than Canada that pays 22% and everything. That's sad. That attitude is sad. Really is. The big beautiful bill is causing the shutdown, basically. The division between the Republicans and the Democrats is all about how it deals, how the big bill deals with Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act and its premiums. Okay? The Affordable Care Act saved my life. I was insurable, came around, now I'm insurable, I was sick. Yeah, I had worked in human services. I had contracted a couple things that I shouldn't have contracted, and you know, it's not illegals getting Medicaid. Like I just said, I worked in an agency that did Medicaid billing. I know how it works. You have to jump through so many hoops that it's nearly impossible to get illegals on Medicaid. They ask for so much. You have to have a Social Security number. You have to have a birth certificate. Birth certificate, you have to be born in the United States. I mean, you have to have a driver's license. You have to have so much documentation to cross-check. It's everywhere. So what will happen is they want to take away the Affordable Care Act. Okay, the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, has been a thorn on people's side because of who got it, invented. Doesn't matter how many people it helps. It just, it's a thorn. We're talking millions will lose their coverage. Millions and millions, 20, 30 millions will lose their coverage. And the ones that don't lose their coverage, their premiums will go up. My premium under the Affordable Care Act is about $88, $85 a month. My premium will go up to $18.50, $18.90, something like that. So it'll go up $1,000, more than $1,000. It'll go up. I'm not good with math, but it'll go up a lot. And a lot, that's math for me. And the second part of this division is the Medicaid budget. The big beautiful bill takes $900 billion out of the Medicaid budget. Well, there's only $890 billion in it. So what they're doing is they're taking a little extra to wipe the budget absolutely clean. It would seem to be that Medicaid, Medicare, SNAPs, programs would cease to exist. If that would happen, the World Health Index ranks that, that index where we are in the 78, 88 rank in the 110. The World Health Index suggests that if we would do that, then and the cuts go through, the United States would probably fall to approximately 105 in healthcare out of the 110 countries ranked. If ranked at all. Really. I know, if ranked at all. Other countries that did not make the rank, who didn't make the big rankings? Who in the top 25 over the college weekend, who didn't make the rankings? Well, Afghanistan, not ranked. Russia, not ranked. China, not ranked. North Korea, not ranked. And if the country would lose its Medicaid, Medicare, nobody. Yeah. Did you know even Ukraine has health care? I mean, this isn't the country that Christopher Columbus discovered, right? Yes, sir. I'll tell you what Chris did discover. He discovered a way to get money out of Spain. Okay? Because by the time old Chris arrived in the Bahamas, 1942, there were already millions of people living in North and South America. I mean, for criminy. How do you possibly discover someplace where civilizations are always thriving? Maybe we should just go discover the Great Falls Gazette, offices and move in there. And we discovered it because it doesn't matter. You knew we have a land bridge, right? Everybody knows that we have a land bridge. That there was one when, the earth is that old that we have a land bridge. People were walking, let's walk across the land bridge, Have you seen the confounded bridge? And discovered something here. I mean, the Aztecs, the Incas both had thriving civilizations in South America. Aztecs were in the Mexico area, right? The Incas were more down in the south area, okay? You had tribes of indigenous peoples all over North America. They're over the North American continent. How did the dude visiting the Bahamas? Have you ever been to the Bahamas? Overrated. We're giving them overrated. How did some dude visiting the Bahamas discover anything besides anything? Not in artifacts, records, all sorts of data shows that the Vikings. Okay, the Vikings. They discovered Greenland, Iceland, parts of Canada, Nova Scotia, parts of Canada. There's stuff there, ruins. Long before Christopher Columbus was a twinkle in his great-great-great-grandfather's eyes. How do you discover something? The Vikings. We come from the land of ice and snow where the midnight sun and the hot winds blow. The immigrant song. What he did do, what Columbus did do, he didn't discover North America. He discovered the Bahamas. Jamaica Mon. He discovered the Jamaica Mon. What he did is he opened the passage to the New World so Europeans could come over and infect, accidentally or purposely, the indigenous people of the New Worlds with New World, with Old World European diseases. I know it. That's all they did. Open the door. They wiped out the ass. The Spaniards did that with smallpox and a couple other diseases. Aztecs, Incas, all millions of Native Americans. Yeah. So, depending on how you look at it, as of today, 30 states and Washington, D.C. do not recognize Columbus Day, and about another 227 have replaced it with Indigenous Peoples Day in the honor people that actually were here first. So, however you look at today, it's a day off, it's rainy out. Why don't you get your raincoat on? Your raincoat for your dog, take your dog for a walk, Andy. How's that? All right, we're done. We are done. Remember, spay and neuter, adopt, don't shop. Foster, rescue, volunteer, and hey. Adopt a shelter pet today. Have a great Indigenous Peoples Day. We will see you next week.